to Maui. Coming into Maui. Beautiful. Right there. There he is. Look at that right there. That whale coming out the water right there. Right here? They're following the boat in right here. Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah. They loved it. They'll ride out. You see the little calm spots here. Blowhole right there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Look at that. Come right out of the water. Beautiful. All right. So we are coming into Maui. It's our first stop on this trip. After about 5 days at sea. It's beautiful. We were coming in, we could see some whales come along the boat following them in, which I knew I'd see. But it's about a 30-minute boat ride to a place where I'm going to go do some whale watching today. I'd say around 1:45, 2 o'clock, because we're here till 10 o'clock tonight, so it'll be cool. We're going to see if we get up close to this. The tugboats are pushing us in. So I've told you guys about my little carry bag. This thing's pretty cool. One thing, and I mentioned it before, it's so cool. In fact, I'm gonna open the bag up here and show you. In the bag here, I've showed you all about backup power and a lot of stuff I do. This is the Patriot's solar battery charger to keep your cell phone battery charged. I've got a cord in there to charge my phone. I've got that little towel I was telling you about. If you hadn't seen that, go back on my cruise tips. Got my sunscreen. Let's hope it works. All the years I've been cruising, you definitely want something like this to carry. It makes it a lot easier to get around with. So that and my hat, and we're off to the races, my friends. Now I look like a damn tourist here. Look at that bag. Tell me I don't like a tourist just carrying around stuff. I think I'm just going to carry this on my back and be done with it. I think that's what we're going to do here, folks. We're just going to carry this around my back and go with it. So here's another cruise tip for you. I may have a few of these while I'm documenting this cruise. This might be the easiest way to, as they come to mind, throw a tip along. So pay attention. If you've never cruised before, if you have, you understand the gist. When you get to port, with a lot of the stops, a lot of the protocols, like we just arrived in Maui, don't get in a hurry to get off the boat. Unless you're on a ship excursion, you got to meet somewhere and you have to wait. That's understandable. However, when these ships dock, it's usually an average of about an hour after it docks before they even open the gangway to get off the boat. So if you are booking excursions off the boat, don't book them too early. Depending on how long you're there, book it at least a couple hours or more, depending on how far it takes you to get somewhere. And depending on how big it is, it's about a 25, 30-minute ride from here over to the other side of the island where I'm going. The plan is I'm going to do some whale watching and I might go see the aquarium over there and just go wander around the other side of the island there at Maui. It's I think it's the same outfit that my brother and his kids and his wife went out on in December, and it's different size boats. My brother said they have a snorkeling package. I love to snorkel. I really do. Not sure when or where I'll do that if I do, but just don't get in a hurry to get off the boat, folks. People are rushing to get off the boat. They're standing in line now. It's like, it's just everybody's going to get off the boat. It's just nothing worse than a packed sardine in a stairwell trying to get down to deck 1 or 0, depending on where you go, to get to the gangway to get off the boat. Everybody's going to get off the boat. And the time they need to get off, my friends. Another good tip for you. Another good tip for you. Oh, there it is. Alrighty, so we are off the boat here in Maui. Got an hour it usually takes. Looks like we have to walk to the Maui Mall across the street. It's about a 15-20 minute walk. Uber only drops off at the gate. It's all good. It'll be a good walk. It's all good. Ooh, I think it's a big boat. That is a big boat. Beautiful view. Look at that. Alrighty, let's walk to the Maui Mall. That's where we have to get an Uber. Oh yeah, and by the way, Hawaii has very strict jaywalking laws. Don't cross unless you're crosswalk at a light. They are serious about that. Alright, so we got the whale tour, 2:15, but we're going to be over there just right before about 20 minutes. Briefing, and we get on the boat. We're going to go see the aquarium. May as well. I think it'll be cool.
Yeah, if you go.
That fish. Crazy looking. It's Pinocchio. This big boy right here. Look at you. Friggin' big. He's like, quit trying to touch me. What you looking at?
Well, who's to say?
You some sleep there, buddy. Yeah, it's a rockfish. That thing looks like a rock. What a way to disguise yourself. It's like, what you looking at, man? Quit looking at me like that. I knew I looked funny. I'm a rock. The rockfish. It's called garden eels. It looks like a snake, man. That's crazy. And creepy all at the same time. Tail's just stuck into the bottom of the reef. It's 2 feet. That's crazy. Of course, when we come to the aquarium, we want to see sharks. This aquarium is not an aquarium without them.
Big ones.
God, these things are huge. Look at this. Here, it's feeding the fish. This could be that. It's pretty cool. Oh, wow, there you go. Shark's tooth. I think it's a shark's tooth.
No way.
They shark's tooth, yeah. They're falling out everywhere. They know how to look for it. Just what a job just to swim underwater all day, huh? It's amazing, isn't it cool? He's just on a constant tank all day. Yes. Yeah, man. Stingray, that is crazy. You don't want any of that. This is cool.
Oh, or something. Oh, yeah. Cleaning crews in there.
Aquarium in Maui. Got a window cleaner there.
Oh, that's classy.
Helping the shark keep the windows clean. This is cool. Oh, wow, look at this. Swimming
A lot of beauty under the water.
Yep, you never seen.
A lot of things going on you don't ever realize. A lot of things. So I just had a Kona Coffee Lovers ice cream sandwich. Man, that thing was so good. I can't eat that stuff at all. It's been a long time, but oh, when in Rome, it was good. Kona Coffee Lovers ice cream sandwich. I've got it right here in these shops by where the whale tour is going to start here. So we're going on a whale watching tour here. It's going to be cool. So it's kind of a package. If you come to Maui, it's the Pacific Whale Foundation, the Pac Whale Eco Adventures. I think it's what my brother and them did, or something that close thereof. It's the Pac Whale Adventures, Pacific Whale Foundation. And they have a package between this and the aquarium, and the aquarium is pretty cool. If you've seen video already, I would really do it. I think you've got a couple $100 for both. You get 15% discount if you're on the cruise ship for this, and then another 15 on the aquarium if you book the whale adventure. So it's pretty cool. It really is. And it looks like a lot of people from the boat over here. There's a lot of rural areas to Maui, a lot of agriculture toward the center of the island. And about south of here where we're at is where the fires were. I don't know exactly how far, but it's probably about a 10-15 minute drive or more. They say that's bad. And heart goes out to those people, man, that went through that. It really is just crazy. One cool thing I am seeing, I passed a place where they were building these casitas, kind of like little boxables when I did the boxable tour. Go watch that video. If you've heard of boxable, everybody says Elon Musk's doing houses. He didn't have nothing to do with it. They gave him one to try out, and his opinion was. But there's a company called Boxable. They're building something similar to that. These almost like, they look like little miniature shipping containers, and they may be. And they're building houses for these people out of them to get it, probably temporary housing, so they can figure out what they're going to do down there. So who knows? But this about 15-20 minutes, we're heading out to go look at some whales. Let's do this.
But they are excessively maneuverable thanks to their scientific name, the long-maned New Englander, Megaterra novagliae.
Right there.
These creatures have some of the largest pectoral fins of any whale, beating out every single other individual in their family, the largest appendages of the animal kingdom. So that makes them very adept at juking us.
He's on us.
You guys have already kind of noticed, but we use the analog clock-based system here. So, for example, this whale is somewhere between our 9 and 10 o'clock directions. Right there, 10 o'clock. Perfect. 12 o'clock is right off the front of the boat. So, if we see a whale today, you can definitely point and also give me a little clock direction. It definitely helps me share that information with the class. And we have 2 humpback whales off to our 10 o'clock. Direction. Well, one whale is. Not sure if it's the same pair. Yeah, you guys are totally free to exercise free will at this point. Feel free to move yourself anywhere around the vessel as long as you do so safely. There's lots and lots of railing space, so feel free to do whatever your heart desires.
The second one right there. Just riding the wall top. Look at that. Beautiful. They are huge. Look at that. 3 of them. Or is it 2? No, 2. I'm sorry. There he is. Second one's right there.
This whale doing one of the wonkiest dives I've ever seen, a sideways dive somehow.
Look at that bad boy. There's his tail. He's showing out. I love it.
To say goodbye to those whales for too long. Yeah, whale at 2 o'clock. This might be a joining individual. We didn't see 2 dives. Relationships in the whale world are never static for very long. We like to call this fusion dynamics, where these whales don't form pods the same way you might see like dolphins or orcas forming groups. We call these groups. They're temporary affiliations of whales. So these 2 over here, alongside potentially a tertiary individual, are not traveling together long term. They're associating for one reason or another here in this breeding and breeding ground. More often than not, it's to get to know one another in a specific way.
Man, they're huge. Big as a Greyhound bus. There he is.
But typically they do end up liking those. It's very like on our first one I watched today, I was at 60. But they are possible. We've got 3 different species. Now, a really big point of interest with our whales today is to notice 1 to 2 o'clock. We see males hanging out together for friendship behaviors, similar to how females do so. We also see them associate with one another to form these things called competition groups, where they're trying to compete with one another to attract female attention, to hopefully compete for the opportunity to mate with her. And just like in every other marine mammal species, we do see instances of homosexuality in whales. So you never truly know what's going on. The best thing that I can say with this is while we're watching whales today, we like to use that non-binary nomenclature, like those whales over there, or that whale.
That thing is big. He's huge.
Now, which problem here is really trouble?
They can travel in all sorts of associations, but they're all going to be temporary. So this pairing is likely for some end goal, whether that be like protection, friendship, mating behaviors, but ultimately most of wow. Very briefly touched on this earlier, but this is possibly some of the largest animal behavior you may ever see. Oh, offshore 1215, like in the distance there, you can even see how large these creatures are. We saw like the remnants of a breach about like a mile or two over and are about 40 to 45 tons. A ton, by the way, is 2,000 pounds. So massive, massive creatures. For those of you that may have like a harder time kind of wrapping your head around what that even looks like, imagine a yellow school bus. That is exactly why our females are just slightly bigger than our males. Giving birth to a baby that large would be like if a human being gave birth to a toddler instead of an infant. So really unfortunate size difference between moms and cows. So you cannot imagine the feels you would. But you can tell that one of these whales actually has some scarring on the backside of it that looked like it may have come in contact with a boat in a negative way in its life at some point. Scar tissue on whales manifests in the opposite color as the skin they're on. So if we're looking at the backside and we're looking at this lovely like onyx slate gray color, it's going to scar white. And if there's any scarring on the white section of their bodies, it'll scar this dark black color. So it's really, really cool, kind of sad at the same time, but it's very awesome to be able to identify kind of what these whales have gone through throughout their lives. And speaking of their life expectancy for whales, as it stands right now, is unfortunately a very large window. We think it's around 50 to 90 years old. So it's a huge, huge time of reference. And the only reason pretty cool. Very long-lived individuals.
What's up, my friends? I'm sitting here waiting on my Uber back to the boat. Man, that whale watch was cool. It was. But you know, the hardest thing is trying to get a shot of it on video of them breaching out of the water. Almost got one. And I just asked him, how often do they get like right up on the boat? As soon as I asked him that, and I didn't have my camera, a baby whale, small one, comes out and two big ones breach right behind him, right at us. And it just seemed like they just went back and forth a little bit right in front of us. It was pretty cool. But they don't like to get close to these boats. They don't. You see them off in the distance. Like if you look, you can see them off in the distance. Huge whale, just probably a mile from us. You can see them just breach out the water. It's beautiful. It's massive. And this being in January is the peak season of whale season here in Hawaii before they migrate north. I think the craziest thing he said that the bottom of the tail fin is like a fingerprint. You can almost identify the whale uniquely. I don't know how the hell they do it, but somebody claimed that they spotted a whale down here that was up near Japan and then in Alaska. It's like it's crazy how they even know that. So the coolest thing they did was he put a microphone in the water, like a water microphone, and you could hear all the whales. I mean, you don't sound travels for a good long way underwater. And you could hear him. It was unbelievable. And I had the opportunity to be able to record it off the amplifier that he had. Hopefully I got a good shot of it, because I can take that and I'm going to sample it. And then I'm going to turn it into a synth patch. It'll be cool. Hey, the world is your oyster, man. Why not sample whales communicating with each other? Pretty cool. So I tell you, it's worth it. If you come to Maui, go whale watching. Especially around between December and February. It's a hot time. They're out there. You won't really see them much in spring this summer. You have to go up north to Alaska in that territory and such, Northern California. But you got to go out way out for that one. So, but you can see them. It's pretty cool. Well, the laundry's back. That's cool. I got that done. It'd be cool to see how that's done. And I'm going to just guess that's a rabbit. Hell, I don't know. But that bag I was telling you about, this old bag here, really works cool. It's not as heavy as a backpack and have everything you need in it. That little towel I didn't need. That's okay. Pretty cool. Now, this my take on Maui. Listen, Hawaii is beautiful. It really is. But you know, these places are just like, I guess, now don't take me wrong when I say this. Most of these places are just like, I guess, anywhere you live. I mean, Maui is spread out. There's a lot of rural area, a lot of agricultural stuff going on. They grow pineapples, pistachios. They grow a lot of oranges and lemons. We passed a lot of those coming in to and from, because we're right next to the airport. So there's a big highway cuts through the center of the island, and you couple a left and a right turn takes you right where the Malaya Harbor is. And that's that harbor. And then if you look a little more north, it goes that whole cluster of all of those resorts, like where my brother stayed at the Astoria, the Waldorf Astoria Resort, and a bunch of stuff over there. And the thing about Maui, and chime in if anyone else knows, but you can drive the island. I mean, it's over here where we docked, it's more like port industrial, but you've got places it goes where clusters of where people live up in there's mountains where, you know, just south of here, about 12, 15 miles is where the Lahaina fires were that were so bad. But, you know, decent sized island, but I think unless you're out on the water doing something in a boat or doing something cool, I don't know how much more you can do in Maui, you know? I mean, unless you're at a resort, or you can go to a beach. The beaches are nice. I mean, you can find a good beach. There's some things you can do, but, you know, we're here till 10:30 tonight. Probably not leaving until after about 11, and we're in Honolulu tomorrow. But, you know, I didn't really want to stay after dark out somewhere, not know where I'm going or at, not familiar with the place. What am I going to do at night unless I was something that was going on somewhere? Like if you wanted to go to some luau or something. I mean, people do different things. You know, I'm not sure if I'm going to hit one of those at all. I've kind of heard that it depends on who you are, whether you want to go to one of those. But it's cool, you know, for the bulk of the day, getting out and seeing Maui. You know, the water was beautiful. That bay right there, that Malaya Bay or Malaya Bay, that harbor, is where all the concentration of the whales, and they say Maui because, you know, the company that I took the whale watch trip with is their researchers. It's the Pacific Whale Foundation, and the pack whale. He said the biggest concentration of whale watching is right there in Maui. You know, you can see it in different parts of Hawaii, but for some reason, that bay right there in Maui is the place in season to whale watch. And it really is. It's pretty cool. So that's Maui, folks. It's cool. I highly recommend you do the whale watch. You go see the aquarium and kind of wander around. And anything else you can find. You know, if you're a big beach goer, you know, we had 12 hours here today. You know, go hit a beach for a little while. You know, But I will tell you one thing. If you're in Hawaii, especially Maui, I don't know if they're served anywhere else. They're probably all over Hawaii. These hula cookies, they're ice cream sandwiches. Whoo, man, they're good. Holy cow, they're good. Jeez. So I highly recommend that. It's ice cream sandwich. They're called hula cookies, man. Those things they were amazing. I got the Kona Coffee Lovers ice cream sandwich. You know, I can't eat that stuff much at all. I can't remember the last time I had ice cream like that. I can't even remember when it was, but you know, when in Rome, I couldn't resist myself. So that's Maui, my friends. Tomorrow, we're off to Honolulu. We're going to go see Pearl Harbor and a few things, so it should be cool. Real cool. Let me give you another cruise tip, and I may have mentioned this before. And I've cruised a lot of these places, man, and even the boat warns you. Even in Hawaii, if you don't know where you're at and not used to it, they really tell you to be careful if you rent cars or motorcycles, especially motorcycles and scooters. These third world countries, and the ship can't do much for you. Try to get you back to the boat, so you got to be careful. But let me give you a little example. Somebody posted on the Facebook page for the Radiants here today. They were doing the road to Hana, and somewhere along the way they had a flat tire. A rental car company couldn't get anybody to go get them. They've been stuck over there for hours. Luckily, somebody from the boat rented a car, drove up there to go get them. So the rental car company would go get the car whenever, but it couldn't guarantee getting them back to the boat. Now, mind you, we got 3 or 4 hours before we pull out of here, but you got to be on the boat by 10 p.m. tonight. This is the reason why you miss these ships doing that stuff. My best advice, don't rent cars in these places. Just get in an Uber and go. I mean, that's the risk, even though you can't control things do happen, whether you take an Uber or rent a car. But unless you know the place and you know what you're doing, just be careful on a lot of that stuff, man. Renting cars, it is what it is. That's for sure. Maui at night, my friends. A lot of lights. Actually pretty. Pretty cool. So on these Carnival ships, some of them, a lot of people don't know this. The door may say crew only, but there's another door that comes out to a deck, and the people who are on this floor know it. But if you don't really know it, there's not a lot of people that come out here. On the very front of the ship, and on this ship it's deck 6 and deck 7. You can come out here, and this right above me is the bridge where they drive the boat, where the captain and everybody is. So this is deck 7. But you can stand on the front of the boat. You can stand here and watch ship come into ports and stuff. It's pretty cool. Now, I will tell you and caution you that the wind gets heavy when you're out to sea. It's kind of loud on the front of the boat. It's kind of like having a balcony at the front of the boat is it has its pros and its cons. I think your balcony at the rear of the boat is a lot easier, a lot better, having one at the rear of the ship. Now, we'll also caution you this. It's like, be careful like at night. Now, this ship, the door was not that heavy, but you get a heavy door going out on the deck at night, watch your step. You could get hurt. You could get really hurt bad. I think we were on the Valor, the Carnival Valor one year, and there were kids running the hallways that were coming out at night to that front balcony. And you get kids running around, they don't open a door, they don't know where they're going. Parents need to know where they're at. The kids have no business running the halls. The behavior was just unbelievable. I do know that Carnival has cracked down on the curfew of kids being anywhere after midnight, 1 o'clock. Not supposed to even be out unless their parents are with them. I would assume that's enforced. Who knows? But there's a lot of cool corners of this shit people don't, unless you pick up on it, they don't really know. The people in this deck are the people their rooms are behind me. And that's probably crew rooms back there. A lot of times under the bridge, it's the captain's quarters back behind me. But you got rooms, and people know about this. They can come out here. But you'd be surprised at the people that don't know it. So there's a little tip for you. Just be careful when you do it and ask.